Hey guys, this is Awesome John 22 and I am excited because today we are talking about this guy. This is Grimlock. Obviously, those of you who don't know who Grimlock is shouldn't be watching a Transformers video. This is the Generations Fall of Cybertron Grimlock. This is just an awesome toy. I mean, Transformers collectors and fans out there, I shouldn't even have to tell you that. You guys should know already. This guy is just badass. This is the mode he comes in. His robot mode, so we're going to talk about it first. That is my dog. Pay no mind. Hear the very nice ratchet joint in the shoulder there. But yeah, so here's Grimlock. First we're going to talk about this face. Because this face... that is just a Grimlock face. Look at that. Look at all the detailing in the chest. Great. Whatever he was called. Thunder Attack Squad or something. Before they were the Dinobots. So you can see the little lightning bolts there. See the detailing in his torso. Even in his legs. It's just a beautiful toy, guys. I mean, I really can't stress how much I absolutely love this guy. As far as accessories go, he does have some weapons. If I can get it out of his hand. He has a sword. You can see some very nice detailing in the sword. I mean, it's a little short. If I put it next to Grimlock himself, you can see it's not the biggest sword of all time. It's still a pretty good size, and appearance-wise, it's very accurate to what we see in the game, which I have not played all the way through yet. Really need to. He also comes with this. It's a shield, and you'll see both of these are made out of the same transparent orange plastic. Both have very, very nice molded in detailing. I love how the way they've molded the gray plastic on here, or the dark gray plastic. It looks like the orange plastic underneath in the middle there is like a crystal or a gem or something. I just love that. His weapons, as you saw at the opening of the video, the sword fits in his hand. The shield pegs into his arm here. Sadly, he cannot actually hold it. Still, I think that looks really good. You can see they're a little small. Like I said, both of them are a little small. The shield, just like the sword, is a little smallish next to Grimlock himself. But it still looks like he could protect himself with it, so it's okay. I mean, there's not much more to say about the robot mode, guys. You heard the ratchets in the shoulders. They're very tight. Actually, you got to be careful with them. This side's a little bit easier, as you can see, than this side. Especially going back down. I don't know if that's a QC issue for my own figure or if that's something that's consistent. It's a little annoying, though. I will tell you that right now. Let me get rid of his shield. I'll tell you that right now. I'm a little worried that that ratchet joint is going to wear down. It's not enough to turn me off of the figure, though. And real quick, I'm going to shut off my spotlight, because I'm going to show you one of the coolest features of this guy right here. You can see he lights up. There's a switch on his back, and it lights up his entire freaking torso. Very, very cool. And that gimmick actually carries over from his alt mode. That is my dog again. That is a dino mode gimmick that actually carries over very, very well into the robot mode as well. Awesome touch. Transformation is pretty simple. Oh, articulation. I'm completely getting ahead of myself. Articulation. Shoulders. You saw the shoulders. Elbows, 90 degrees. Hands rotate. Actually get it in frame. Jeez. Hands rotate, as you can see. Very tight. Very, very tight joint, but they do rotate. See, he kind of wobbles in and out. Rotates at the upper arm, just below the shoulder. Head is on a ball joint. Trying to show you this without my hand being in the way. Hold up. It's not really working, is it? Ah, jeez. There we go. I apologize, guys. I'm just not having... I'm having one of those days, you know. But yeah, head's on a ball joint. Rotates a nice 360, as you can see. No torso articulation, but he does have in and out at the hips, if only slightly. As you can see, he cannot do the splits. Nice ratchet joint there for good movement. Nice ratchet joint there for good movement. Nothing in his feet. Well, unless you count this transformation joint. I don't really, because it doesn't help at all with his stability or anything. But yeah, very cool, very good articulation. Moving on, of course, the transformation, finally. Also very simple. This is a Grimlock figure after all. You start out with the arms, take this and open it up. As you can see, it's normally there. Here it's there. You take the hand, you fold it down, and that gives you a dinosaur foot. Just my light again. Still getting used to this new setup, guys. Bear with me. You can see dino foot. There we go. Do the same thing on the other side. You can see the foot is not entirely flat. It's the toes that kind of make up the foot rather than the mass of the foot itself. Now, we are going to come here to his back, kind of spread out his little armsies, take his head, just rotate it around, click it into place there, and then bring these legs down and kind of into the body on both sides. Not one to go. There we go. You can see in the middle there how they collapse together. This, I'm actually going to talk about this here. This is an issue that I know a lot of people have with the figure. He is incredibly hollow in Dino mode. You can see there's nothing there to cover that up. But we're going to get to why it's not that big a deal in just a minute after I adjust some things. Let's head back here to the tail, or what will be the tail, I guess you should say. Take his leg and slide it up like so, all the way up, and then bring his foot down, kind of flush with the tail pit. As you can see, show you both sides. It's not 100% flush, but it's pretty flush. Do the same thing on the other side, of course. Then you take them and you peg them together down here at the tail. And it's a little hard to get it pegged together, but once it's pegged together, it stays very well. And that's his tail, guys. It's big, but it looks like he could whack somebody with it, and that's really what matters. So I'm okay with it. These, another little nitpick I have. These do not always stay lined up correctly, but it's real easy to readjust it, as you can see. Bring his arms down, set him up, get him in frame, and you can see here we have Grimlock in his dino mode, more or less. Yeah, there we go. Grimlock in his dino mode. And we're going to look at some details in this form, because this guy is just details, details, details. See, awesome sculpted details. You got some wires, you got some joints, you got eyes, great eyes. And here's what I was talking about before. This is the gimmick that carries over. Yes, that is Grimlock's fire breath. That is awesome. Love it. And it is the same LED that will light up his torso in robot mode. So there's not any extraneous electronics or anything. You can see some nice molded in detail on the arms. Excellent molded detail on the legs. So much molded detail, and a lot more of it is actually painted than you would expect too, considering that this is a more modern toy. You can also see that several of the details carry over, like that mesh there carries over into the tail. It gives him a really good flow. I only wish that the tip of the tail and the claws on his feet and the other gold plastic on this figure were closer to the gold on the tail, or rather vice versa, the gold on the tail were closer to the gold plastic. Because you can see this is probably supposed to look like it carries all the way through up his tail to his body, and yet that is a distinctly different gold than that. A little annoying, a minor gripe, and when I say minor gripe regarding this figure, I mean a minor gripe. There are no big gripes regarding this figure. He is just beautiful. He's great as a video game Grimlock. He's great as a classics Grimlock. I mentioned this in my collection video. I have the old classics Grimlock. It's a decent toy, I like it. But it was never really Grimlock to me. This guy is just pure Grimlock. I love it. I love this toy. I can't talk about it enough. As much as I said I loved Cliff Jumper, as much as I said I loved RC, those are just some of my favorite Prime toys. This is one of my favorite toys of all time. He's cool. He's very hollow, like I said. I'll show you again. You can see he's hollow. But when you're looking at him from the side, from the top, he doesn't look hollow. He looks big and beefy and powerful. Just real quick, because he is a beast and not a vehicle. Not a whole lot of articulation here. He has knee. He has a little bit here, but it's limited by the way this all fits together. And then he has arm. But I don't really think he needs it. He's a freaking dinosaur. He's going to be rampaging and killing things. He doesn't need to do a dance first. His articulation is perfectly fine for what he is. He looks great. He looks very close to his model in the game as well. And looks very much like his G1 character model at the same time, which is freaking great. He has weapon storage. You can see ports in what were his shoulders and are now his thighs. You put one weapon in one. As you can see, the sword does have pegs here on the hilt. Just for this. Take the shield. If it doesn't pop back out. Attach it to the other. It looks a little silly, I'll admit. But it's okay. It's better than nothing. Yeah. I mean, there he is. There's not much more to say about him, really. I mean, he's awesome. He's being very, very heavily scalped right now. So most retail stores and most Toys R Us's are not going to have him. Unless you're in a area with lighter collecting and stuff. I know I was very lucky to find him. I actually got out on the first day. He was showing up in my area and managed to find him at a Walmart. I was very excited. I didn't expect to be able to find this guy. If you find him in the store and you have the cash and you have any inkling to buy him, buy him. I mean, pass over other figures just to get this guy. Because if you see him once, you're luckier than a lot of people. Chances are you're not going to see him again. And that's really all there is to say about that. I will talk to you guys again this weekend.